Hey y'all, it's Ashley. So today I am doing a 12 by 12 layout, and I'm just pulling various pieces from Maggie Holmes, or from Crate Paper, but Maggie Holmes and On Trend. And I've chosen a picture of one of my great friends who I met in graduate school, and and she was also in my wedding. She's also one of my bridesmaids in my wedding, and I'm going to go ahead and document that and just say that she is one of my favorite social workers, but I have to shorten our title because I didn't want to spell out social worker because I don't even think I had enough letters for it anyway, or enough room. This is an on-trend piece from actually, I take that back. It's Recollections, but it's like the remake of On Trend, I guess. The floral, the pink and red floral background piece. And so I just tore it out of the notebook from Michael's. It's a Recollections notebook. And now I'm just getting like some pieces together that Maggie Holmes has come out with, and just cutting some things up from the cut aparts in her 6x6 pad. And I'm going to just kind of start to try to look at layering and seeing where I want to put things down. And I work on the placement for a while versus my other videos. A lot of times I'll have placement ready to go. In this video, I did not. You'll notice that I changed some things around and some things I didn't plan for. Like the placing of it now looks like the picture is going to be more to the right, but once I'm done, you'll see that it's actually more in the middle. So I'm using some thickers. They're glitter black thickers, and they're chipboard. And like I said, I was going to shorten what our title is. It's just licensed master social worker, but again, I didn't want to spell out social worker, so I just put the title. And what's cool is, like, I mean, will get it, and when she sees it, she'll understand. So, and that's the point of it. It's not for all these other people to get. Although a lot of people know what that means. Anyway, so I'm taking some pieces that I cut out from my brand new silhouette, and those are those little arrows I cut out, and as well as the title at the top, favorite, and then this heart shape right here. I am super excited about my silhouette, and so here's some other pieces that I cut out, like almost like some Project Life type size pieces, I guess. I think it's 3x4. I could be wrong though. It could be smaller. But yeah, just to kind of give you guys an idea of what I did using my silhouette. So now I'm just gonna put some Tombow glue on the back of these arrows and glue those down, and then I'm going to matte everything down, or matte everything, you know what I mean, I guess, assemble everything. Thank you. And so I'll go ahead and, sorry, my dog is in my arms and licking me and squirming and jumping around, and she keeps stepping on the keyboard, and I'm trying to keep her away from the keyboard, and it's not working. So if you hear licking and you hear her playing, sorry about that. So yeah, so I'm just assembling everything together, and then I really hope my battery doesn't die. And trying to get good placement on where I want things. Interestingly enough, I come to a stopping point. I'll go ahead and I'll assemble some more pieces and kind of figure out what else I want on the page. And then my husband comes in the room and tells me that I work at a hospital, just to give you guys a little bit of background information. And anytime there is a code green called, which is not very often, we have to report to work no matter what time it is, and it just means like an external disaster. And so unfortunately there was something that happened not too far from Waco, which is where I live, and I had to shut off what I was doing. Not that not that I cared that I had to do that. Of course I wanted to help, but it was a coworker on the phone telling me I had to report to work. So it was like almost 10 o'clock at night and I reported to work. And so here in a little bit, you'll see I'll turn off my computer and then I'll come back at a later time. Like I think this morning is when I finished it. So anyway, I will continue to assemble this again. That is a Heidi swap. Actually, it's a free cutout from her little shop online. And I don't really know if I like the way this turned out, but I'm just inking around the edges, and I didn't want it to look perfect, which is why it looks rigidy, I guess, with some, I think it's faded denim distress stain. And I did it on some craft paper just to kind of pull in some of the other elements that I had on there that were craft paper. And I'm just writing with my Smash pen how I'm so glad that I met Aurelia in graduate school and how she's so fashionable and so smart, and how I call her Martha Stewart Jr., which I do because she's super crafty. I don't think she scrapbooks, but she does pretty much like everything else and is always like making decorations and is always like baking cakes and just, I mean, I'm not talking like simple cakes, I'm talking like design cakes. So she's pretty awesome. So anyway, I'm going to add some letters, and these I think are from Michael's if I'm not mistaken, and they may be recollections, and I've had these for a while, so they're not even in their package anymore. And I'm just writing her name on there just because I felt like it needed a little something underneath it. And then I'll add a brad, an American Crafts brad, and it's a floral brad. So this is that's where I turned it off and where I'm coming back in. I'm doing a little bit of layering, and I'm outlining the 3x4. Is that a 3x4? I don't know. That little card, and that I did my journaling on. And I'm adding a button, which I kind of feel like goes along with Maggie Holmes. It's kind of, I don't really think it's vintage, but it's more like shabby vintage, I guess. So I thought that button would go good. And then adding a couple little smaller embellishments here at the bottom corner. And then I'm going to find I'm looking at this October Afternoon sticker collection, and I really don't see anything that I want to use. So I pull up my tiny text phrases, and I find a few phrases that I want to use. I love these. I use these all the time. And I love how they look typewriter-ish, so I thought that went well with the layout. So now I'm just pulling some. Oh, I found a little floral recollections. You know what? That's not recollections. That's spare parts from Hobby Lobby. Pearl floral piece, and then I'm adding some enamel dots right now. And I think I'll probably conclude it with that. I'm not going to use any ink or anything just because I do that on every layout. So I really wanted to do something different. But thank you guys so much for watching as always.